and coming back in 2 minutes, right?
Okay.
Mbek. So is it running fine? Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you please try for the same numbers? Like if we have two same numbers. Hmm? Good.
Oops.
Okay, great. So you just do one thing. Um,
It doesn't show anything.
yes. So you just do one thing. You just create a function. The name of take as per your choice. The name of the function is as per your choice. How to define function?
By def.
Yes. Space and as and your any name as per your choice. Any name of this function.
Maximum.
Yes. And give round bracket. Yes.
And then variables.
Yes. How many variables we should pass?
3.
Yes. So it hardly matters what is the name of the variables. Yes. You can take same as like
And then is there a colon?
yes. Hit enter and you just copy that code starting from 8th to 13. Yes. Copy that code, cut X, cut from this place and paste over 13 line inside the domain of function. Yes.
Is it over here?
Yes. Yes. Got it. I think you will have to create the indentation as per. So indentation starting from fourth line is wrong. Okay, don't do
Yeah.
manually. Don't do manually.
Then what?
Okay, you just cut Z And yes, now select fourth to eighth line and hit tab. That's it.
Is the computer programmed to automatically do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so why it's showing red lines on second and fourth line? I think it's just it will.
I think it's like a
Yes,
grammatic error.
yes, and so this is way we have just defined the maximum number, but you have given argument as xyz, but inside the variables inside the function we are using abc. So what should I do?
Change these to XYZ.
Yes, or you can change xyz to abc. That would be the shortcut method. Instead of
Okay.
ABC means XYZ, changing all the, yes, you can change ABC outside it. That's it. Now we are having the function definition. Now come outside the function and we pass the values to this function. So we have taken three values from the keyboard 11, 12, 13. Now come to the 14th line and pass these three variables into the function. So that would be function call.
How do I do that?
Function call is to write the function name. You just write the function name and pass ABC there. Are you getting my point? Write the function name, yes.
And then
Pass
A,
three
B,
variables a
C.
comma b comma c, right? So this is called function calling. Means along with the ABC which is given by the keyboard, we are going to pass these three variables into the function and then finding the maximum value going to print inside the function. Would you hit run again? All right, it's
Yeah.
doing the same functionality. Okay, so did do you have any doubt over this function?
No.
Okay, so you just do one more thing, just hit enter after 14th line and write function name again, call the function name again, and instead of abc you just write any constant values, like any three integer numbers as per your choice. Yes. Now hit run.
Do I enter numbers?
Yes. Why
Because both
91?
of them,
Would you say it again?
the maximum for this is 91 and the maximum for this is 5. So it does
Yes.
both of them?
Yes. Because we have called the function two times. All right.
Oh,
Would you copy that
okay.
function again and
This
at
one?
this, yes, and paste it at 16th line? Yes, and change the values of integer value inside. Now run this code again. Right.
It
Did you
is
see the?
all of them?
Yes. Did you, because we have called the function three times now.
Oh, okay.
All right. So was it possible when you have not used the function skeleton? Was it possible
Hmm.
to run the same code in a single line for three times if you had not used function? skeleton?
No.
No, no. So this is the advantage of function here, reducing the number of lines.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you can create 10 more lines. It will have 13 calling function. 13 times using, you are utilizing the code of function definition starting from 2 to 8.
Okay.
All right. What
Yeah.
second question over there?
The second question is write a Python function to sum all the numbers in a list.
The same. You just add the number without the function. I'll convert into the function, and I think you by itself you can convert. But first try to write without the function. Seemingly it's not.
Are the numbers in the list like the numbers that I put, or is it from the input?
Number in the list, it should be entered from the user.
Oh, okay. How many numbers?
As per your choice. First ask the user how many numbers do you want. So if he saying
Oh, okay.
if he so it should end as many times as he has entered the size of the length. You just ask like n number is equal to how many numbers do you require. If he says 5, we will ask 5 times the elements of the list. If he says 12, so my
How
function.
do I write a function like that? I mean, how do I like write a program like that?
Okay, initially, okay, so what we do, you just hit enter after 25th line, hit enter, and just write list dot append and round bracket and number, write number inside. Okay, so print list after this, after 26th line, print list. Okay, so would you run this code? Let's say this is the number. Let's say this is the element of the list. So initially list was empty and you applied append function over list over empty list. So it just adds the number inside the list. Okay,
Oh, okay.
okay. So you just do one thing, you just copy these code 23 to 25. Will you copy these 3 lines? Yes, copy and
Okay.
hit after 26th line, enter, paste it here, and instead of number write number 1. Change the argument name. Yes, number 1 and number 1. Did you print that number? Print that list? No, no, you are supposed to print also.
Oh,
Yes, now stop and run this again. Give any random number, enter. Right. Oh, you you empty that list again at 28th line. Would you comment that line? 28th line? Yes. Yes. Would you run this code again?
Oh,
Got it?
yeah.
So I'm assuming that instead of count of the list, here is the elements I'm asking in number one and number it on itself. So it's going to append as many as time you will apply this append function. It will keep adding from the behind, keep adding the element until unless you
How
just.
do I make it according to the users in the user?
Okay, so you are asking how many numbers. So can I use for loop for the same? So purpose of for loop is the
Yeah,
same. You can apply the for loop till your number is reaching. Like if he is saying 3, so your for loop should run 3 times, and inside the for loop you are putting append function.
oh,
Are you getting my
okay.
point? Okay. So for you just delete all the lines. Just keep first two lines and delete all the lines. First two lines.
Delete
Yes.
all of it.
Yes. All right. So initially you had asked how many numbers you user required. All right. So
Yeah,
that has put inside the number. Now I have created an empty box, empty container, empty. I think your laptop is running out of battery.
it is.
You need to connect to the charger. Is it so?
It
51%.
has 51.
Okay, that's good. So initially empty container is there. In list is equal to square bracket. No, none element is there inside the list. Now I'm applying for loop. Would you write for I? How
In
to write
range?
for loop?
For I in range?
Yes, in range.
And then this?
Count, and you can say number it only. All right. Now come inside the
And
for
then
loop.
colon?
No colon. Yes, enter and write. Uh, you just ask the number, like give any new variable name, take any new variable name.
Uh, number one?
Okay, is equal to input function, like you are asking what is the value of that number from the keyword. So once you have count of the number, now you are asking what is the value of these numbers with the help of input or integer. All right. So number, hit enter. Now you want to add inside the list. So what should I do?
List is equal to list plus number
Yes,
one
yes. Or simply list
plus
dot.
equal.
No,
No?
list dot. You can do list dot. What should be next?
Append?
Yes. Inside the variable name, what should I put here?
Over here.
Yes. Which variable?
Number one.
Yes. Because that is the value of my elements. All right, and come outside the for loop. So what do I mean come outside the for loop? Yes, remove all the respective indentation and print list here. So do you realize what's happening inside the for loop? So as far as the functionality of for loop is concerned, Is it?
So first you took how many times you
Hmm.
um oh yeah, you took the number of how many times, how many numbers you want, and then you took the value of the numbers, and
Yes.
now we have to add them together.
Yes. So now would you please run this code? Got it?
Yeah, so we need to add all the numbers in the list now.
Yes. So that's the second part. We are solving the equation in a small piece of chunk. So first, do you know how to add inside the list? Would you run this code for 7 times and very
Oh, seven.
quickly? Yes. Would you run this code and 7 times and very quickly put the elements,
Okay.
random elements?
Well,
All right. So is it correct?
yeah,
Is it running
yeah,
7 times also as per your required numbers?
yeah.
Okay, so we have done first part of the question. Now you are supposed to add all these element values. How to add?
Is there a thing you need like list.append or something?
It is the append, but you will have to take one another variable. So like you just take you can at the line number 22. Can you put move cursor on 22 and take sum is equal to 0, right? And come back inside the for loop.
Yeah.
Yes, inside the for loop, and after 26 line hit enter. Okay, now add sum is equal to,
Is this the correct indentation?
it is a, yes, sum is
Is
equal
this
to,
the correct indentation?
yes,
Okay.
it is correct indentation. Sum is equal to sum plus
One.
what should be the variable here?
Oh. Number
Every time,
one.
every time I need to add these numbers and keep updating my sum variable. So what should I write here?
Number one.
Yes. And just after the print, after 29th line, just hit enter and try to print. Okay, you just like list comma sum. You can write over there also inside the
List,
29.
comma,
No, no, not
sum.
here, not here, not here. Inside the 29th line, along with the list at 29,
Oh,
yes, list comma sum. That's it. Would you run this code again? Okay, so 100 and 100 plus 4, 4. Is it correct?
yeah, yeah.
So would you please explain the entire code one more time?
Okay, so first you took a variable, and then you took another variable to to ask the user how many numbers they want in their list. And then you create a for loop that will ask them how many times that they needed the numbers, they'll ask them the value of each number, and then they'll add the sums as the thingy goes, and then lastly, it will print. Yeah.
All right. Now you need to, is it finished? Our aim is finished? Not yet. We need to convert into the function. So how to convert
Oh,
into the function?
you do def, and then you do a variable.
Yes.
Um, addition, and then you put three variables. No, two variables. Yeah, you put two variables, x and y, and then mm, will the for loop be inside the function?
Yes, it should be inside the function.
Oh, including line 33?
Yes. Maintain respective indentation also.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We are passing x comma y, but we are not using anywhere inside the function.
Yeah, I'm wondering where to include the x and the y.
Okay, so what's the
Um,
motive, means what's the purpose of x and y in my function?
um, I don't know. I forgot.
Okay, you can replace x with number 1. Oh, sorry, number itself. Because
X with number.
when inside the function, it will seek the number. You have not defined number inside the function. So at that time, it will seek error because we have not defined number value inside the function. That is defined outside the function. But anyhow, you are going to pass that number inside the function, which means your x should be number. You can replace x with number. No, 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 not inside. Replace x with number, not the number with x.
Oh,
Okay.
over here?
Yes. Okay. Okay. You just do one thing. You can replace the number x also.
I replaced number with x?
Yes.
Okay. But last time, didn't you say it was easier to put it over here?
Okay, no issue. You can go with that also.
Okay. And this will
Interface.
be number one.
Yes. So, what's the motive of why here? Number one, no. We don't know how many number one will be there. We cannot predict. All right. Number one,
Oh,
we are taking inside the for loop. That's the further identity we are going to take from the user. All right. So, do we need y here? Do you think? If
no.
if we are having y here, so which variable? What is the role of y here? You will have to define. So, keeping in mind the mathematics behind this functionality, you will have to justify the role of the y here. Else, you can remove that y. Okay, got it. You have removed. I think you are sorted. Okay, now you are supposed to call this function outside the calling. Okay, you just come to 32 line. Yes, now call the function.
Then I write addition.
Yes,
And then I do number.
yes. And cross check, you have done all these formalities. Like you have taken number one, okay, you have list, okay. List won't be defined inside the function. You have used at 26, 27 line, you have used also some variables. You have defined 29th line sum is equal to 0. That is the outside the function domain. That won't be recognized inside the function. Alright? You just cut that paste, sum is equal to 0, cut and bring inside the function. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Alright? Like you are something saying at your end, if we are not connected, I cannot hear you. The same here. Definition body is inside the function. They are not communicating directly. No, not here. Just
Does
before.
it matter where I put it?
No, it matters because inside the function, you are having hierarchical order. So you are using for loop, and inside the for loop, you are using some variable. If you will not you
Oh,
define this some variable before the for loop, it will put red line over your function. That is the error. No, no, no. Before the for loop. Yes. Same justified with the list. List is not defined anywhere. Inside, initially list is empty, but that's outside the function. Initially, you should list empty list inside the function, as well as before the utilizing of the list. You are utilizing list at 27 line. You are utilizing list at 28th line. You are going to append the list. But what are the initial elements of the list? You are going to print the list, but what is the list initial value? So that is defined in 31st line, but that's outside my function domain. So what should I do?
put
I'm
it
defining an
inside.
empty container, I'm defining empty domain. So I'll carry that list, empty list, and keep it where I should keep. Cut this one.
Inside the
Yes.
function.
Control X, cut from this place, cut it
Oh,
from this place.
oh, oops. How do I redo?
Cut Z, cut.
There's not undo.
Okay. Yes, you can undo.
Yeah, how do I redo?
Redo. Okay. Do you have that arrow? That round arrow? Can you see that? 992022, then Python symbol, and then down value, and then one round arrow. Can you see? Can you see the beside run? Can you see the
Here?
run? Yes. Oh, oh. You will just go to. Do you have your code? Oh. Oh, thank God. I thought your code just got. Okay, you
I
can.
remember. There's just this.
Yes, cut that list and define before utilizing this. You can just comma, put comma here. Okay,
Where?
after the sum, yes, put comma here and paste it here.
You
All
can
right.
do that?
Yes.
Oh,
Is it showing error? Okay, no issues. So can we cannot assign to letters? Okay, we will check it.
yeah.
Okay, you just run this code addition number. Yes. Okay, you cannot define the variable and list in the same line. Okay.
Okay.
8 and 6, it 15, 15, 80, 95. It's running perfectly fine. But did you get the skeleton part of this function, means this entire program? And would you please explain?
Okay, so first you started the function by def, which is definition, and then you put the variable, the function name, which was addition, and then you put the variable name, and then before you started the for loop, you added all the other variables, which was sum and an empty list, and then in the for loop, you added the you added the function for the value of the number, and you add and then you put sum is equal to sum plus number one, because it will add all the numbers in the list, and you printed it, and outside the function, it was how many numbers was required, and lastly you called the function.
So we can do one more question. Would you cross check your homework?
Okay.
Okay, any doubt as of now?
No.
Okay, so can you do this question if we will assign one more time? Okay, I think you can do the same question. Okay,
What?
this question is the of same kind. You just erase all the lines. Just select all. No, no, no.
Oh, here?
Yes. Just select all. Cut A
Curl A.
and remove the code. Delete. Right. Just write your question which you have copied from that site. Yes. Comment. Right. Excellent.
Okay, so first I need to define the function here. And then the function name, and then the variables that I'm gonna use. I'll just say number for now, I guess. Do people usually write the function? Do people usually write the program without the function and then the function?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Um, then, yeah, so the list is empty, and then the variables, which can also be number, is equal to int input and how many numbers do you want in your list? And then we need another variable for the values. It can be enter the value
I'm coming back in
of
2 minutes. 1 minute.
numbers. Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Why isn't it working?
It's not working. So
No.
you have taken list, print list from a cell. So you are printing before multiplying. Why?
Oh,
First perform the multiplication, then try to print on the screen. Maybe it's doing correct inside the compiler, but not showing on the screen. Could you please run this code?
okay.
4, 3,
It's
oh,
still
3,
not
1,
working.
0. Okay, so you have taken initially 0. So every time it's getting 0 multiplied by 0. So if you are
Oh,
getting
I do
12,
one.
obviously it will 0. Yes, that's a different sum problem and the multiplication problem. If in sum
Yeah.
problem you will give sum as 1, that would be illogical again. Here you will give 0, that will be mathematical error. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
In the previous question, if you have had given sum is equal to 1, so it
That
will
would have
be
added an extra one,
yes. So
which
both are
wasn't part
incorrect.
of it.
Would you cross check for 5 numbers?
Okay.
9 8 is 72, 72 is 6, and 4. Yeah, that's correct. Oh, enter the value of number 5, but it didn't put the answer.
It's not working.
It's working.
I don't think it is.
One, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it's working. Okay, got it.
Oh,
So now we need to convert into function.
yeah. So this part should be outside.
Oh, it's running fine.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's great. Can we
So
do?
why is this part outside the function?
Would you say it again?
Why is line 14 outside the function?
If this will not the outside the function, so if we will keep all the, you can keep inside the function also, But how would you pass this number to the calling function? Calling function at 15th line, you are calling multiplication function. How do you pass this number? Because the moment you will move this number line inside the function, it will be unrecognized to the multiplication function.
Why?
Because domain of definition is totally different from the outside world. Whatever you will write inside the definition, like definition domain is starting from sixth line till you will provide the same indentation. Like here in our program, till sixth line till 12th line we are having domain of function. Now inside this domain, whatever you will write, that won't be recognized outside world. So outside world is your 14th line, your 15th line, and onwards you will write anything, or before the function you will write anything. So that's the outside world. So you are not communicating directly in between these two parameters, in the two areas. So first area is outside the definition, second area is inside the definition. So multiplication is kind of abstract function. It's kind of abstract responsibility which is not knowing from the outside world. So like multiplication itself doesn't know that how it is being calculated and what is the responsibility, what are the responsibilities, and what are the key features they are going to perform in future. It just following the instructions.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you just try to move that number. Would you please keep that number? You just think as it is, like this is the another function, and means these two line are written in the another function and the definition defined somewhere else. Like you are using calculator. All right. You are, suppose you use the calculator of Google. All right.
Yeah,
All right. So suppose you need to multiply 3, then 4. So you said I don't need perform the manual calculation. I'll use my Google calculator. So so it's inside your mind, but you should have to print, means you should have to give input to the Google calculator itself. Yes or no?
yeah,
All right. So you know how to do the same task on calculator also, but in the inside the calculator you will have to put the numbers now. So that number you are putting, you are passing the numbers, you are giving the inputs, isn't it?
oh,
Is
okay.
it true? Is it true? Calculator gives the output without giving your inputs. If you do not give
No, we
inputs
first have
and
to
it
give
will,
our input.
would you say it again?
We first have to give our input.
Yes, you will have to give input. All right. So if input is in your mind, that's not sufficient for the calculator. If input is in at your Python file, is it sufficient for the calculator?
Yeah,
No. All right. You will have to pass the number. You will have to give the input. Similarly, you are giving the input at the same platform, same line space. So that line space is number here. Would you copy
oh,
that
okay.
number line inside the function? Remove from this place.
This one?
Yes. Cut X and just hit paste inside the function.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Here?
Anywhere, anywhere. Now run this. Try to run this code. Can you say that name number is not defined, but still it's inside your function, inside your program.
Yeah.
All right. But giving the proper indentation at 13th line, you are saying that you will your area is inside the function. Now you have removed the indentation, which means you have come outside the definition. function. Now this is the
Okay.
part of main body. Now it will be recognized inside the calling function. Now it won't show this error. Name number is not defined because you are passing the multiplication number, which is not the depicting or the relying on the main area. So would you run this code? Now it won't error. It won't show any error. 100%. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. So would you share rest two questions on the same email ID?
Which questions?
I think fourth question is remaining.
Yeah.
Okay, would you
But
share?
how do I do something reverse?
No, it's your call. You write a program to reverse a string. Okay, you just do one thing. You just put these string and try to put means colon, means you just recall that lecture that where we have seen colon number.
Colon number?
Colon. You just take help on the internet or somewhere else, right? Don't see direct the program, just see how to print part of any number. Like suppose inside this string 1 2 3 4 abcd, you need to print d. Okay, would you copy that string? Just string is equal to this one only.
This?
Yes, string is equal to 1 2 3 4 and so on. And also copy string.
Oh,
String is equal to, right, come to the replet. Okay, remove all these numbers. But A, yes,
okay.
and hit enter and paste it here and remove sample. Okay, and instead of colon, just write equal to, and instead of okay, right, hit enter. Yes, okay, hit enter and print
String?
string, print string and square bracket and write 2 colon 4, 2 colon 4. Try to run. Can
It's
you see this code?
34
G4, why?
because the the index value of 2 is 3
Yes.
and 4 is 4.
Yes. So similarly, if you want to print the last number, which means D you want to
7?
print. So you will print minus 1. So instead of 2 here, you can print minus 1 at the place of 2, minus 1 and remove that 4 uh, and no, colon also. Yes. Would you run this code?
Oh,
So minus 1 is starting from the right hand side. So by default we start counting from the left hand side, but Python provides this facility to count from the right hand side itself. So for that they are having index number of minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. All right?
okay.
All right? So using this concept, using for loop, you can print the number as per desired value. All right?
Oh, okay.
Any
Yeah.
doubt?
No.
Okay. Bye. Good night.
Okay, thank you. Bye.